There are 6 different sections in the form. Section A contains information about you. Section B confirms that you are deaf or hard of hearing. Section C explains the various alarms available and allows you to choose the alarm you prefer. Section D provides payment options. Section E is for people who are over 65 years of age or who would have physical difficulty installing the alarm themselves. Section F contains a final checklist so that you can check that you have provided all the information you need to. Section A. Question 1. What is your first name? Question 2. What is your last name? Question 3. What is your address, including your suburb and postcode? Question 4. What is your postal address? If it's the same as in question 3, please tick the box. If it's different, please fill in the answer. It's important we know where to mail your alarm. Question 5. Please fill in the best phone number to contact you between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Please tick whether the number is voice, SMS, TTY or fax. Question 6. What is the second best number we can use to contact you? Please tick whether the number is voice, SMS, TTY or fax. Question 7. Please write your email address if you have one. If we need to contact you, email is quicker than post. Question 8. What kind of a home do you live in? Select one of the options listed. Do you live in a home that you own? Do you live in a rented home? Do you live in a Housing New South Wales home? Do you live in community housing? Do you live in a home where part or all of your rent is paid for by Housing New South Wales? Do you live in disability-funded accommodation? If you live in another type of accommodation, please note what type. If you selected any of the accommodation types with an asterisk, you don't need to complete any more of the form. Instead, contact your accommodation organisation. If it's Housing New South Wales, they will provide you with a free alarm and installation. If it's community housing, they will provide you with a free alarm. If Housing New South Wales pays all or part of your rent, Housing New South Wales will provide you with a free alarm. If you live in disability-funded accommodation, they will provide you with a free alarm. If you are unsure, please ask the Deaf Society of New South Wales for assistance. If you selected Other, please enter Caravan or Mobile Home, etc. This is important as we need to know where in your home the alarm will be installed. Question 9. Do you have a Department of Veteran Affairs Gold Card? Or a white card issued for hearing conditions? The Department of Veterans Affairs provides cards to former members of the Australian Defence Force. In some cases, spouses, widows or widowers may also receive cards. If you selected Gold Card, there is no need to continue. Instead, contact the Department of Veteran Affairs to organise a free alarm and installation. If you selected White Card, please check with the Department of Veteran Affairs to see if you are eligible to receive a free alarm and installation. If you have a white card, but it's not for a hearing condition, please continue to complete the form. Tick whether you have a gold card, a white card issued for hearing conditions, or no Veterans Affairs card. Question 10. How old are you? Select one of the options listed. If you're under 16 but live independently, please tick Yes. Independent means that you're living away from home or a carer. It's important we know whether you live independently or not, so we know whether your accommodation is at higher risk of fire. If you are aged 16 to 18 and live independently, tick Yes if you live away from your parents or a carer. The other categories are 19 to 24, 25 to 34, 35 to 44, 45 to 64, and 65 and over. Question 11. Are you a client of Enable New South Wales? We just need to know how many clients of Enable New South Wales apply for statistical purposes. Please select Yes or No. Question 12. Are you Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander? Please select Yes or No. Question 13. What language do you use at home? Please select Auslan, English, or Other. Question 14. Who lives in your home? Select one of the options listed. Do you live alone? Do you live in a household where the other adults in the household are deaf? Do you live in a household where the other adults in the household are hearing? Question 15. Do you have a physical disability or limited mobility? If you selected Yes, please explain the nature of the disability or else select No. Question 16 is optional. Is there any further information you would like to provide which the Deaf Society could use to help us decide how urgently you might need an alarm? It may be that you live in a remote area, or that you work night shift and your children are alone in the house while you work. You may be caring for someone with a disability. If the Deaf Society of New South Wales receives a large number of applications, we will use the information in this form to help us prioritise. If you are not selected in this round, your application will be put into the next round of applications. Section B. Question 1. Please pick one of the three options. Option 1. Someone from the Deaf Society, a deaf social or sporting organisation, needs to provide a reference stating that you are a culturally deaf person and involved in the deaf-blind or deaf community. Option 2. Someone from Better Hearing Australia, Australian Hearing, or a private audiologist needs to provide a reference stating that you have a profound hearing loss or a severe hearing loss in the better ear. Option 3. An audiogram from an audiologist showing you have a profound hearing loss or a severe hearing loss in the better ear. Question 2. If you ticked option 1 or 2 for the previous question, you need to have the organisation sign your form. Make sure the organisation fills out the grey referee details section rather than you filling it out. The Deaf Society of New South Wales can then contact the organisation to confirm that you are deaf or hard of hearing. Section C. To help you decide which alarm you want, please keep watching so you have a better understanding of which alarm to choose before you make your decision. Alarm meets the mandatory Australian standard 3786. Alarm meets the non-mandatory Australian standard 1603.17. This means the alarm has to be checked and dusted on a monthly basis. If you move house, you can take the alarm with you. This alarm needs to be installed by an electrician. It is suitable if you own or build your own home. The smoke detector has a lithium battery that lasts 10 years. The smoke detector has cables that connect to the strobe light and the vibrating pad. The strobe light has a cable to connect to the power point. There is a test button on the smoke detector to check if it is working. If there is a false alarm, you can stop the alarm with the hush button. If there is a false alarm, the alarm will stop after 30 seconds. How long the warranty period is. The alarm can be connected to other smoke alarms of the same brand. So that all the alarms will work if there is a fire, but only if they're the same brand. The strobe light can be attached to the wall. You can buy other components separately to connect to your alarm. Question 1. Please tick the alarm you would like. There are 3 alarms: the Brooks battery, the Brooks wired, and the Mains Smokie. Section D. You will need to pay for some of the alarm cost. SASS will pay the rest. If we receive large numbers of applications, the Deaf Society of New South Wales will give priority to those at the highest risk. If your application is not successful in round 1, it will be put into the next round. You can withdraw your application and will receive your $50 fee back in full. Question 1. How will you pay? Choose one of the options. Pay in cash at the Deaf Society of New South Wales office. Pay by cheque or money order. Make it payable to the Deaf Society of New South Wales. Option 3. Pay via online banking. Payment information should include the Deaf Society of New South Wales, the account number and BSB. The reference should include your surname, the first letter of your last name, then SASS. Option 4. Pay with your credit card. Remember that this will include a $1.50 fee. Tick whether it is Visa or MasterCard. Fill in your credit card number and expiry date. Fill in your name as it appears on your card and sign the form. Question 2. If you're in financial difficulty, you can request an exemption from the $50 fee. You will need to copy and attach your health care card number, or evidence that you received the Disability Support Pension, DSP, or if you're under 18, evidence that your parent or guardian receives the carer payment or DSP. A support letter from a case manager, or other documents to show that you cannot afford the $50 fee. Section E. Installation support. This is only available with the Brooks battery and the Mains Smokie. If you are under 65 and are able to climb a ladder and change a light bulb, you can install a smoke alarm yourself. There is information about installing the alarms on the Deaf Society of New South Wales website and on the DVD. Contact the Deaf Society of New South Wales for a copy of the DVD. If you are over 65 or have difficulty climbing a ladder and aren't able to get friends or family to help, you can contact the Deaf Society for assistance. Do you need help installing your alarm? Please tick yes or no. If you ticked no to the last question, you can move on to section F. If you have watched the videos that explain how your alarm works, but you found them difficult to understand, you can have the firefighters come to your home to install your alarm and explain how it works. If you think you may have difficulty in communicating with the firefighters, you may ask for an interpreter when the smoke alarm is installed. If you need an interpreter during the installation appointment, tick yes. The Deaf Society of New South Wales will arrange an interpreter to attend your smoke alarm installation appointment. You must contact the Deaf Society of New South Wales to ensure we know when your smoke alarm installation is booked, so we can book and confirm an interpreter for your appointment. Section F. This is the final checklist to ensure you have completed everything. 1. Enter your name and confirm that all the information you have given is correct. 2. Make sure Section A is correctly completed. 3. Make sure your referee has filled in Section B, or that you have attached your audiogram. 4. You have chosen the alarm you want and understand how it works, and that you know you cannot change your mind about which alarm you would like. You are aware that the alarm meets the mandatory Australian Standard 3786, but that it does not meet Australian Standard 1603.17. 5. You have completed the payment details in Section D. 6. You have completed Section E. 7. You understand that the Deaf Society of New South Wales will give your information to your smoke alarm supplier so that they can supply and maintain your alarm. The Deaf Society of New South Wales will also provide your information to the New South Wales Government for statistical purposes. The Deaf Society of New South Wales will ask for your feedback on SASS. The Deaf Society will not pass on your information to anyone else. Eight. You understand that the Deaf Society of New South Wales is distributing alarms through 8 rounds over 3 years, and that if your application is successful, you may have to wait for up to 2 months for your alarm. If your application is unsuccessful, the Deaf Society of New South Wales will keep your application and your $50 and consider your application in the next round. If you want to withdraw your application, your $50 will be refunded. If you would like any information on this form clarified, please contact the Deaf Society of New South Wales. Once you have completed your application, please sign and date it. Please post your application to the following address: